What's up, WWE Champions Universe? This is Lee from Champions Chat, and this is your 6-star bronze preview with gear and tricks for Brutus Beefcake Hall of Fame. Now, we also have a 6 bronze no gear preview, so be sure to check that out to get the basics for him. So I'm not going to go back over his trainer ability and things like that. And this time around, I'm only going to show you 2 movesets because I don't think the green moveset that was on the other video really benefits from what we're going to go for here. And I'm going to start out with a bang. I'm not going to bury the lead. I'm going to show you the big one right off the top. So for your moves, you are putting the sleeper hold on the bottom. Color submission does 10 gems to make into purple, does damage for 3 turns, and then your remaining submission gems turn into trap gems. If they're broken by your opponent, it deals damage and increases your black gem damage. That's the way to go. If broken by you, it deals some damage and makes 4 random black gems. Both of those are important. On the middle part, we're going to do the body slam. Deal damage, increase your black gem damage by 136%. You're seeing these buffs stack up. And then on top, the purple move, the full Nelson slam. Deal damage, choose 4 rows to make into trap gems. If broken by your opponent, deal 80k damage and increase your black gem by 30%. And if broken by you, deal damage and make 4 random gems into black. So this is a oh my goodness powerful move set. You already saw it without gear, without tricks, hitting for 17 million 6-star bronze. No gear. That's incredible. But the gear on this makes all the difference. So I'm not going to show you with one gear. With one gear, it just makes 75% more trap gem damage. So it's great. It's just bonus damage, but you don't run it any differently than what you did in the previous video because you need your MP trainers. However, if you have both gears, then all color moves start with 4 more MP. That is the game changer for this character. I'll show you why, but first, the strap. I do have Double Fury 2. This is a preview strap, so it's 30% flat gem damage, and I do have one of these medals giving you all gem damage, does 26% additional. For the previous preview, I showed you how the baddest jacket was absolutely better, but only by a little bit surprisingly, but still better than the Brutus plate. However, not the case with gear. The Barber's blades are the way to go. It doesn't show it yet as to what it's doing in game, but when you make 6 or more trap gems, it's increasing your black gem damage by 75% for 1 turn. So you just see this stacking up and up and up. And just to add insult to injury, we're going to throw the underdog story on there. Whenever you break 4 or more black gems, generate 10 random red. The reds do nothing for you. They're not in terms of the moveset itself. Like, it's just added damage, right? However, on the smallest of chances where you don't fire right, that is, if something doesn't match up and break the entire cascade the way it should, this will take care of that. I have not run into that problem, but theoretically, this would be, serve that purpose. So that's what we're going to show. Let me prepare you. It hits hard. And let's take a look at that. So you'll notice the biggest change, as you can see on screen over that way, is the trainers. So it's the same setup of trainers we used before with Shinsuke and Edge to give black gem damage. At 6-star silver, again, anything that is 45% or more is preferable. But for this, that's where we're going. And then we've got Acro Steamboat for more trap gem damage. But since we no longer need an MP trainer, you're going to throw either black gem damage or a 6-star bronze Dakota Kai at 26k onto there, because you'll notice your moves are loaded turn 1. So why we didn't use the Barber plate before was because we could not use this move twice. Now you can. So the baddest jacket is no longer in the conversation. So make either the bottom or the top. I like doing the bottom rows, and set them up with your trap gems. So you've now procced the plate once. So our gems are now doing 63,000. Then go in with the sub, right? So you're going to hit the sub here. You need to make purple matches, and then you need to try and make them to where the opponent is going to break some, but you don't break all of them yourself, right? So something like that, give or take. So we break ours, that fills our purple move up ready for your turn, and then he breaks some, which then gets all your damage going. So now you see we can do this again. So our black gems are at 162,000 gem damage. We're going to buff them up by 136% more. So now they're at 233,000. Yeah. Now we're going to buff them again. And since the bottom is still mostly untouched, if you notice the entire board, I don't think there's a gem missing. Nope, the entire board is trap gems. So I've talked about this in the previous video. Boss battle, extreme rules, stipulation tours with color. Oh my goodness, this is your guy. Like Rick Rude Hall of Fame can make the whole board trap gems, but he's not doing the damage that this guy is. So this is your boss battle monster. And this moveset, the purple moveset, and the green moveset all break different colored gems. So now what's going to happen, we've got our gems doing 300, and black gems doing 391,000 per gem. All you got to do is swipe. You're going to blow up the entire stinking board, and then if you miss anything, or if you don't, doesn't matter, you're going to throw out a bunch of red gems for extra bonus damage. So let's just watch this chaos unfold. Would we? Could we please? Oh my goodness, explosions everywhere. Lots of cascade, lots of red gems. That was 28 million damage. Let's see that one more time without the talking so much, because it is powerful. All right, same setup as before. We're not starting with a whole lot of purple gems on the board. So I'm going to put them on top because I want it to be more likely that he's going to break gems. And typically with cascades, putting them on top, that's the way to go. We need 6 technically to charge the move. So I'm just going to erase this bottom row right here for the 6 and then put the other 4 strategically where... right there, where it's less likely for him to break them. And I'm hoping that he breaks as much as possible, right? So let's stack. That's 5, that's 8. He's going to do a swipe. That's going to break some more. So we're up to 9 stacks on the black gems. 193,000 before any buffs. First buff, 265. Second time, now this is the Barber plate propped twice. We want to erase as little overwrite as possible, so something like that. And now your black gems are 318 per. Do a swipe where you break a few of the gems and go to town. So let's see what damage this one does. There you are, 36 million. So that's 6-star bronze. Your gem damage doubles at 6-star silver. So you are talking close to 80 million in one cycle with this setup. That is insane. Let's look at one more moveset. It's not as good, but you need to see it just in case of boss battle, and it does still use the buffs. So let's see it anyway. The other moveset that you might consider if you have all of your gear is triple purple. It does not hit 80 million, so you're probably not using it for your go-to moveset. However, there are some uses, and in particular, as I've said, color tour, stip tours, extreme rules, and boss battle. Boss Battle in particular, if you need trap gems and purple gems, this is your guy. Now, because of the way it's set up, it does also still throw out the black gems. So because of that, I am going to leave the plates the same. Your entourage, however, changes a little bit. So rather than what we had on the previous moveset, which again was an MP trainer, you can now throw in someone who does additional purple gem damage. I think the go-to is Gunther Imperium, the tech version. You'll notice mine is not maxed out at 6-star, so yours will hit harder than this. At 6-star, purple gems do 40% more damage, and purple moves start with 2 more MP, which you don't really need, but that 40% is so strong. If you have anybody else who does higher percentages than that, that's who you want to go with. And then as with the previous video, I have Cody Rhodes. Purple gems do 30% more damage. Everything else being the same, let's check this out. Similar to how we just ran the last move set, your first 2 moves are loaded. With Gunther being 1-up, you're still only 9 out of 10, but that's okay because this move gives you a 4x1 area to swap purple. So you're going to run the full Nelson Slam first and place that on the bottom 4 rows as such. Then you're going to need to get another 7 charge. So this is where you might consider a match plate or a match trainer instead of Cody. It's up to you. It's kind of living dangerously how you do this one. But you hit that again if you can get to where you can conceivably not, move the pin bar too far. We have 6. So if we cascade at all, we're done. But if not, magic might happen. So let's try it. Nope, we cascaded. So that's the inherent danger in this move. He did just break a bunch of those. So now we have a little more pin bar to play with. So we can keep going on this. We don't want to make it where we accidentally break the traps though, because we don't want to cascade our black. So we're going to throw that out. We've now technically procced the plate twice. If we can get this to go 1 turn again, then it's going to help us with our black gems. Let's see if we can do this. All right, we did cascade. So we're going to have to be really careful. This is this is why I wouldn't run this over the other except for in boss battle. Yeah, because you're just so cascade prone. He has continually broken a bunch of our gems. I'm going to try one last time. If it doesn't look like I can proc it a second time, we're just going to call it good and I'll show you the damage itself. And then I'll run it once where you don't see me trying to play this out, the smart way, the not smart way, whatever this is here. Yeah, so if we go there, see, and we cascade it again. It's just not worth it to do it that way. Because now we have no pin bar to play with. So really at this point, you're just hitting your finisher. So consider this a science experiment. We're only at 64,000 now on these, but this is going to increase the purple gem damage by 120%. Then it's going to make 34 trap gems purple. So theoretically, I was trying to proc the plate for the black gems anyway, just to do additional damage. There they are, because we've hit it a couple of times, and then the red gems go out. So you're only at 7 million. Not that that's anything to sneeze at. I mean, that's 14 million 6-star silver, but you can see it's not 80 million, right? Like, no matter what, if you're just going for damage, the first moveset is the way to go. Let me do this one more time without the additional cascades. I'll show you what it does. All right, one more time for those in the back. So without trying to hit the plate multiple times, we'll just do pure damage. I still put these on the bottom right there so that when the gems cascade down, they're going to break themselves. It's going to break all of them anyway. So we're going to do this here. Try to get where you don't cascade, or at least don't cascade fatally. Goodness, that was almost close. So see, I just don't prefer this moveset as much. And then you 120%, we should still be at 64,000. It's going to buff them by 120%. Same thing as before, just without me trying to get the plate to go off multiple times. We'll see if it does anything additional. Boom, boom, boom. 3 colors, 5 million. So yeah, you can see I did through those shenanigans, I did get it to go an additional 2 million. So 5 million is what you're going to see on a more regular basis. Even if you do everything and play as careful as you possibly can, you're only getting up to 7 million. It's just not that big compared to, let's see, I just cascaded again. It's just not that big compared to the other moveset. So I just wouldn't use it aside from when there's a boss battle, Extreme Rules, or some other reason to do so. So that's it for him. Let's get me and Rusty in here talking about this because this character's insane, guys.
Okay, Champions Universe, I think we just saw, in my estimation, maybe the best Hall of Fame superstar. I don't know. We've said that just about everyone. We've said it, I think, about Ray. We said it about Neidhart, and now I see Brutus, so I'm going like, no, he's better. No, he's better. So
Yeah,
I'm kind of spazzing out a little bit.
I know it's kind of hard for me. Neidhart is still the best, but they do have a just a mixed bag of tricks, right? Because Brutus is putting out 35-40 million damage. That's at 6-star bronze, which means you're close to 80.
Yeah, put it.
And he's not a powerhouse. Yeah,
right.
So you're close to 80 million damage at 6-star silver. Neidhart does it through moves and can get similar because the moves stack on each other, and so you're doing like 7 million per move, and then when you get to the finisher, you're hitting that 30 something million. So I mean, both of them are hitting similar damage. They're just getting their different way. The advantage to Brutus in this case is the versatility for boss battle, 100%. Like, yeah, but let's say you got Neidhart and Brutus. Who do you take up? My goodness, that is a amazing problem to have because they're both awesome. Tori is awesome. Like, this is a great month.
That would have to depend on your entourage and your plans.
Yeah, 100%.
Because a great example, I don't have purple gym coach, right?
Right.
So I would have to be thinking about maybe an alternate build for Brutus, or I'd have to be kind of weighing my odds on okay, but I do have the black gym coach and I do have the black gym trainer. So because I am, do I have a strap that's gonna, do I have plates? Do I have Fury 2s? So I'm gonna be thinking about all of if I were weighing which of the two. But man, I'm partial to Brutus. Like that sleeper hold with those trap gems, 3 different color shield breaker possibilities. Right. I don't think we've seen that yet. I don't think we've seen 3 separate colors that can legitimately help pull down a shield.
Yeah, maybe not. And since this version is the with gear preview, you got to pay attention to if you've got your both gears. I mean, I was going to say gold, but it's 1 and 2, but in that case you would have both, so it would be gold gear. If you've got the gold gear, you are starting with 4 MP on every color. So you're also not needing, because I mean, basically he needs to get started turn 1 or to be in that ballpark. You need to start out with one of either your green, your purple, or your black, MP trainers. With that gear, you don't, which means you are stacking damage slots. And right now we're on 6 bronze. Don't forget 6 silver. If you have a 45, give or take, % or higher coach or trainer, then that is superior to 12K. So let's say you had 40, 50, 60% gym trainer plus some coaches, plus like having that extra slot freed up means you can just stack damage. And if you have the plate, you saw in there, the plate really is only designed for the black gem setup. If not, you can use the Ronda's jacket. And just in case you missed it in the video, the Ronda's jacket is better than the Brutus plate unless you have the gear. This is where the gear makes that plate better, because you hit the moves twice instead of just holding them out once. So Ronda's plate for free to play, and if you don't have the plate, not really. I mean, it was given on prize walls where it's accessible. I shouldn't say free to play.
I have it, so I think a good majority of the community had the chance. I always think like of myself as just the average player or the player who watches some content, wants to grow in the game.
Right.
Roster somewhere around 4 million, give or take $500,000 in either direction.
Right.
But like the Baddest Jacket was probably the smartest thing I've claimed off a prize wall in the last 6 months, maybe the last year, honestly. So super great play if you did that.
It is great. And it's like, again, if you have, let's say you have one gear but not both gears and have the Baddest Jacket and the Brutus plate, the Baddest Jacket is better. However, as soon as you get that second gear, that's where now you can trip the traps twice, and all of a sudden the Brutus plate is superior. But the fact that you have multiple awesome plates, multiple awesome builds, like, you can cater this superstar to fit your roster needs really well.
Some of the stuff that came out, since this is kind of the premiere video, some of the things that came out in the chat last night on Twitch were a lot of fun, like people saying, try the drip plate, right? Which is kind of like the whale's whale, right? And then
I don't have one. I've asked for one for previews, but we Champions Chat, neither of us have a drip plate.
Right. Well, let me throw this one at you too. And then our buddy BDC in the chat was like, now add the Acolyte plate in the second slot. And then it was like Professor was dealing over 90 million damage with those two tricks and the gear. So like the ceiling, if you have an S plus tier roster, and if you do end up with Brutus, if you do end up with the plates and gear and all that, like you're pushing 100 million damage consistently with the tricks, with all the tricks. So there you have it.
And since we invoked Professor's name, I'll say it. That's Rieger damage right there. That's Rieger level. William Regal, for those who don't know. I mean, that's phenomenal. So really, this character can scale from being really good to guaranteed top into your roster, just depending on what you have. That's good. This one is more of a Megazord build, it feels like. Like, you got to put the pieces together to get that highest damage. But even without, you're good. You're good. So before we go real quick, any Ed Leslie memories that you want to throw out there?
So many times, and I can't name the opponents he did it against, but so many times locking them up in the sleeper hold and then shaving their heads. How many times did he give someone a haircut with those scissors?
Right.
He was a wrestler or a superstar that could help other wrestlers change their gimmicks and get a new look simply by jobbing to the barber.
Right.
You would come back, as somebody totally different, new hairstyle, new name. So he helped a lot of guys rebrand. So I think in the business, he's an icon. Definitely deserves a Hall of Fame poster in our game.